It just started a long time ago, way before the new Missal.
Yeah.
I just realized there were certain phrases that didn't seem to make a lot of sense, so I changed one or two words, and it just began more and more. Basically what I have gradually come to do is when I give a homily, when we sing certain hymns, then I try to match the prayers with the same phrases and direction of the homily. Well, let's see. Last week, the gospel, if it's okay to do this, last week the gospel was about Jesus healing the man who had a troubled or evil spirit. And so I might just insert something like in the Eucharistic prayer, Father, we thank you for Jesus coming to help those with troubled spirits, and then go on, and by his death and resurrection brought freedom, and so on.
With troubled spirits.
That wasn't in the, that's not in the...
Yeah, that's something that you add.
Because that's what we talked about, or that's
and it
what I
makes it easier
about.
to understand?
Well, it continues the idea. It makes the whole Mass a unity rather than saying one thing, singing about something, and then praying about something else.
Cavalry Jack.
Yeah, which is Vicar Jack. He called me and asked me to come and talk about... Father McEvely thought it was about realignment of parishes, because that was the thing.
Yeah, that's the
and so
thing.
I went with that idea in mind, and then all of a sudden I realized, no, this is about the way, which wasn't a problem with me. It was just
a bit of a surprise?
It wasn't a surprise, because, see, this talk had been going on for 5 years. 5 years ago we met, and the bishop said, I don't appreciate what you're doing, or I don't like it, or whatever. And I said,
what you're personally doing.
Yes, that's right. And I said, it's the only way I can pray. And he said, well, what should I do about it? I said, you remember our discussion 5 or 6 years ago, whatever it was?
Well, it must have been when he first got here.
Right, It was soon after that. And he said, I've finally come to the decision I can no longer permit you to do that.
And your reaction was?
Well, I said, Bishop, you know, as I explained before, excuse me, as I explained before, it's the only way I can authentically play the Eucharist. And I said, you know, I told you before, if I cannot do what you want, then I will offer my resignation.